Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Shivastav and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video, we write a Java code to convert a decimal value to its corresponding octal value. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel because out of 100 viewers, only 2 to 3 are subscribed. More than 95% of my audience is not subscribed and a subscription is very important. So please do subscribe to my channel. And one more thing before we start is that I teach coding in Hindi as well on a separate Code with BK Hindi channel. So if you guys are comfortable with Hindi, it is a request if you could spare 5 minutes, check out this channel and let me know your reviews and thoughts about this channel in the comments. Alright. So we have to convert a decimal value to its corresponding octal value. Okay. So let me just introduce number systems, and I'm assuming a lot of you already know what number systems are. So I'm going to tell you about decimal number system and octal. Okay. All right. So what are number systems? So number system is a way to represent a quantity as a number. Now, what do I mean by that is, suppose if I have, say, 10 oranges. Okay. My actually art and painting is very good. This comes out to be really horrible. So okay, I have 10 oranges. So the first thing that comes into your mind, I say how many oranges, you say 10 and you can write this as 10. Okay, so this number 10 representing this quantity 10 is what we use in our day-to-day lives, and this is the decimal number system. Deci means 10. It means I can use 10 symbols, okay, to represent any quantity as a number, and that's what the number system that we use in our day-to-day lives. We have 10 digits and we use these digits to represent a quantity as a number. Okay, that's why you're able to quickly say 10. Okay, similarly, we have another number system called octal number system. Same idea, you have to represent a quantity as a number. It's just that the number of symbols that this number system uses is lesser. It is 8 because oct stands for 8. So the number of symbols this number system has is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 symbols. Okay, it does not have 8 and 9 just as decimal number system. Okay, so we also have binary number system. Bi means 2, has symbols 0 and 1 only. We have hexadecimal number system. Hexadecimal means 16. Okay, it has symbols 0 to 9 and A to F, where A, B, C, D, E, F represent the value 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 respectively. Okay. All right. So we know what a number system is, okay, representing quantity as a number. We know what a decimal number system is. We know what an octal number system is, using their symbols to represent a quantity as a number. So decimal number system has base 10 because it is using 10 symbols to represent a quantity as a number. Octal number system has base 8. So the number 10 that we use in our day-to-day lives in the decimal number system is represented as 10 in base 10. Okay. So 10 representing the quantity of these oranges as the number 10 in this given base decimal number system, base 10, will be representing the same quantity with a different number in the octal number system, which we need to find. This is what I say convert decimal to octal. That is, we have a decimal number and we need to find its corresponding value in the octal number system. Okay, because representing the quantity is the same, it's just that we are using different numbers to represent the same quantity. Decimal number system is using 0 to 9, octal is using 0 to 7. Okay, how do we do this conversion? You write your decimal number, which is 10. You need to convert it to octal. So the base of octal is 8. So you keep dividing it by 8 as long as it is not 0, doing integer division. That is 8 ones are 8, remainder is 2. 8 zeros are 0, remainder is 1. Since we reach 0, we stop this division process and we append these remainders from bottom to top. So we get 1 with 2, which is the quantity in base 8, equal to base 10. So this comes out to be 12 in base 8. Okay, let's take a couple of other examples. We take 18. I'm a Virat Kohli fan. So we divide it by 8 as long as it is not 0. Integer division, 8 to 16, remainder is 2. Dividing this by 8 again, 8 zeros are 0, remainder is 2. Appending 2 and 2, 2 and 2 in base 8 is the same as 18 in our decimal number system. Okay, similarly 45 for Rohit Sharma's. Okay, we divide it by 8, 8 5 is 40, remainder is 5, 8 zeros are 0, remainder is 5. Okay, appending these from bottom to top. So 45 in base 10 is going to be 55 in base 8. So this is how you convert decimal to octal. If you want to do the reverse thing, what you can do is place these symbols in the octal number, multiply it by 10 because you are converting from base 8, give them power 0 and 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, as many as symbols are there, and add them. So this is going to be 8 plus 2 equal to 10, so which is 10 in base 10. Similarly, you put 2 and 2 together, multiply them by 8 because you're converting from octal, give it power 0 and 1, and then 2, 3, so on if there were more symbols. So 8 to the 16 plus 2 is equal to 18, which is your number in decimal number system. Again, similarly for this, you list the symbols, numbers, multiply both them by 8, give power 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on if there were more, plus 8 5 is 40, plus 5 into 1, 5 is 45 in base 10. Okay, now we just replicate this method into our code. Okay, so we use int type to store decimal number values, okay, in our code, and we can also use the same int type to store octal values. Okay, you can also use string type, because when we append these values, these remainders from bottom to top, we will be appending them to a string. Okay, so you can return a string as the corresponding octal value, or you can return an int, which is basically converting the string to int if you want the octal value in int type. Depends upon you. So we typically use string for binary values and hexadecimal values. For binary values because there are way too many zeros and ones. For hexadecimal values because they contain symbols A to F as well, apart from 0 to 9. Okay, alright. Repeating the same thing, we handle the case for 0 separately. Okay, case for 0, okay, because 0 in base 10 will be 0 in base 8. So if my decimal value is 0, I simply return 0. Otherwise, I follow the process. Okay, I keep dividing the value, the decimal value, by 8 as long as it is not 0. I keep appending remainders to a string which I start with blank, and then I convert the string into an integer and return this. So if d is 0, I return 0. Okay, otherwise I say string octal is blank, in which I'm going to append my remainders. I'm going to say while d is not equal to 0, the remainder is d%8. Okay, so d%8 will return the remainder when d is divided by 8, which is what we are looking for. I will add this remainder to the left side of octal and store the updated value to octal. And this is not octal plus r and r plus octal because we need to append remainders in reverse order from bottom to top. Okay, and then I do d equal to d by 8 because we have to perform division. So this single step of performing the division and saving the remainder in the string is done in one single iteration of this while loop. Okay, and we keep doing this as long as d does not go to 0. Finally, we return, okay, so you can return, if you return string, you can simply do return octal. Okay, or you can say I will return int. Okay, so just converting the string to its corresponding int type value, integer dot parseInt octal. Okay, let me just run this for int d equal to 10. I'll say sys out d plus in octal is plus decimal to octal. Okay, running this. All right, 10 in octal is 12, which is what we saw here. Okay, running this for 18, we should get 22. Okay, for 45, we should get 55. Okay, let me dry run this quickly. So I start with, let me just dry run this with a different color. So I start with d equal to say 45 case. All right, so d equal to 0 is going to be false, so we are going to come here. I have d as 45. I have the string octal starting with a blank string. I have a condition d not equal to 0. Okay, then I have to find r. Okay, I do octal is r plus octal, and then I do d by 8, which goes back into d. Okay, all right, I am here. D not equal to 0. D is 45, not equal to 0. True. Okay, I find r is d%8. Remainder when d is divided by 8, so 45 divided by 8, remainder is going to be 45%8 is going to be 5. 8 5 is 40, remainder is 5. So this is going to be 5. Okay, then you say octal is r plus octal. R plus octal is basically appending r to the left hand side of octal. So r is 5, octal is blank right now, so this becomes 5. And in Java we are allowed to do this. We can append an integer to a string. So now octal becomes 5 because we are storing r plus octal back into octal. Okay, so this is like creating a new string and reinitializing octal to a new string. Okay, then we say d equal to d by 8. D by 8 for d equal to 45 is 45 by 8. Integer division returns only the quotient, so 8 5s are 40, so this is 5, which goes back into d, so d now becomes 5. Okay, all right, d is 5. We go back to check for the while loop condition. D not equal to 0 is true because d is 5. We say r is d percent 8. R is d percent 8. D 5% 8 is going to give you 5 because 800 remainder is 5. We say octal is r plus octal. R plus octal in this case is going to be 5 plus octal is this string is equal to this string. Going back into octal, so octal is now this. Right? D is equal to d by 8. 5 by 8 integer division will give you 0 because the quotient is 0. So d by 8 is 0, which goes back into d. Alright, so going back to check for while loop condition, this is now false because d is 0. Okay, so you return the int type of this octal, so you return int of this, which is 55. Okay, you can return the string as well if it is your choice. Okay, if you want the corresponding octal value as a string. Okay, all right, so let me just print corresponding octal values from 0 to 20 less than equal to 20, let's say. Okay, and I'll print the same output statement for each value of I. Okay, commenting this out. So we'll get corresponding octal values for I equal to 0 to 20. So first 7 are the same because both can use 7 symbols. Decimal number system has 2 more symbols. Okay, but octal number system after the first 8 quantities is out of symbols, so it starts using the combination 1011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. 18 is not there because 8 does not exist. 8 and 9 symbols do not exist for octal number system, so it goes back to 20. Okay, just as in a normal counting, when we are out of symbols, after 9 we have 10, after 19 we have 20. Okay, so it will be 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, and then 30. Okay, because after 27 we need to start a fresh set of combination 30. Similarly, after 37 it will be 40. Okay, so the idea of counting remains the same. We use the unique symbols, then we use combinations. So right after we run out of the unique symbols, we use 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So right after we use run out of unique symbols in decimal as well, we use 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 till 19. So in this case 17. Okay, very interesting. Okay, all right. So this is your decimal to octal, and when you see this method, right, this process decimal to, okay, in this case we are doing octal. Even if you are doing binary or hexadecimal, the process remains the same. The only change is that you change the base in which you are converting to. So when you are doing decimal to octal, you divide by 8. When you are doing decimal to binary, you keep dividing by 2. You get remainders and you append them. So when you keep dividing by 2, the only remainders you get are 0 and 1. And similarly in hexadecimal, you keep dividing by 16 because the base of hexadecimal is 16. It has 16 symbols. Okay, so the remainders possible in this case are 0 to 15. So 0 to 9 are the regular symbols, and 10 to 15 are symbols A, B, C, D, E, F, corresponding to values 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, all right. So this was the code to convert decimal to octal, right? So I hope this video was helpful and you like this video. So if there is any doubt, there's a part you don't understand, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all the comments, and you can also let me know in the comments if there's a question you want to solve or if there's a concept you want to discuss. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.